Hi, and welcome back to the Brandmerry web series. I'm Michelle Knight, your host, and I'm really excited about today's topic because so many people come to me in the private community or messaging me on Facebook asking me, how do I know when it's time to rebrand? You know, maybe they already have a logo, they have some photos done, they're not really feeling like it really matches their message or where they're at in the branding process. So today I wanted to share with you a couple questions you can ask yourself to see if it is time to rebrand, to spice up your brand a bit. But before I dive into that, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. So again, my name is Michelle Knight, and I'm a branding and business coach. And I work with female entrepreneurs to create a standout brand for their business so they can create their desired income and free up time in their schedule to spend on what matters most to them. I'm also the founder of Brandmerry.com. Okay, into the questions. So again, this is if you have a brand already and you've been sharing it on social media, maybe you haven't been getting a lot of traction, you have a website, but every time you look at it, you kind of feel like not great about the situation, or you've realized that your brand is a little outdated. Your programs, your messaging, your branded photos have all kind of gone to another level, and your website and things like that just aren't really matching that anymore. So I want to share with you a couple things to ask yourself as you're going through all of your brand content. And the first one is your tagline and logo clear? Now, I often say that branding doesn't come down to your logo. That's not what branding is about. Branding is about the message behind, the purpose, the mission. And that's exactly why I'm asking you this question. Is that purpose and mission of your brand story clear in your tagline and your logo? If not, then it's time to revamp, because you really want your logo and your tagline, if you have one, to tell people exactly what you do, exactly what you're about, without ever having to say one word. And I know a lot of you are personal branded, which means you use your personal name as your website, as your company, and that's fantastic. So give people a little bit more. Are there different elements that can be incorporated in your logo that give more of a feel of what you are about? Do you have a tagline? Mine, for instance, is create a life of freedom. I often say freedom in pretty much everything I write. I talk about the freedom trifecta. If you go to my website, freedom is very clear. It's in my logos, it's in my copy, it's in my photos. So do your logo and your tagline match the mission behind your brand story? The second thing I want you to ask yourself is, what feelings do I want people to feel when they come across my brand? So when people end up on your website, what do you want them to feel instantly? If people see a social media post from you and they see a photo attached to some awesome copy, what do you want them to feel? And once you're really clear on what those feelings are, then ask yourself, are they showing up right now in my brand? So if you know that you want people to feel warm and like they're being wrapped in a blanket and that it's a very, very safe place, then the colors of like bright pink or lime green or neon yellow, which have more of a fun, outgoing, let's have a really great time mentality, might not match the emotions you want people to feel. So for example, if you go to my website, it's a lot of deep tones. There is actually this orange right here is one of my brand colors. Deep greens. My photos are in the woods. I want people to feel very grounded, very earthy, like they're walking in a nice crisp fall day, very warm. So are your pieces of your brand actually matching those emotions and those feelings you want people to feel? So that's question number 2. Number 3, are you consistent and clear? Again, branding is not just your logo. Branding is all of the pieces. So are your photos matching your brand story? Do the colors match your brand story? Do the fonts match? Are your colors and your fonts and your photos consistent across all platforms? So if you're showing up on Instagram and you're posting quotes or photos, are they consistent with your brand? Are they the same type of templates that you're also using on Facebook or Pinterest? Are the stock photos that you're using really, really consistent? So if you are a lime green, hot pink, like those are your colors, you want people to feel fun and vibrant and energetic, and like every time they talk to you, they're just like going to the next energy level, then you might not choose stock photos that are woodsy or, a very dark desk with wood, a very authentic wood in a dark setting. Maybe you do a white flat lay with pops of color as your template on Instagram. So I hope you kind of see what I'm talking about with the connection here. All of these pieces really have to fall into place because you want people to see your brand and understand the essence of your brand, the actual brand story behind it. So the design has to be consistent and the messaging has to be consistent. So those are the 4 questions I want you to ask yourself. Is my tagline and my logo really, really clear on my purpose and my mission? Are the feelings that I want people to feel showing up on all pieces of my brand? Am I being consistent across all platforms with my branding? And are the actual design elements consistent? Am I using the same font? Am I using the same colors? And after you've done that, then you can actually determine if it's the next step for you. Do you start over with your branding process? Are there small tweaks that you can make? And so I want to invite you to join my private community if you haven't already, Authentic Brand Builders, because this is exactly what we are talking about. This is exactly what I'm sharing in the community on a regular basis. You can also subscribe to all of these videos because I'm going to be doing a whole branding series during the month of June, and you don't want to miss a thing. Hope to see you in the community, and I'll see you next time.